Yo, peeps, welcome to Conspiracy Cupboard. Welcome everybody to Conspiracy Cupboard. Today we're going to be looking at Travis Walton. That's right, we're going to be looking at Travis Walton, okay? So this case is one of the biggest UFO cases out there. Yeah, it's like the Eddie and Barney Hill case, you know, it's the second biggest case there is, and there's multiple witnesses to this. Yeah, multiple witnesses. You know, 7 people were there on this logging crew. I'm guessing you've all heard the story, you've all seen the stuff, you know. You've probably seen Joe Rogan. Oh, Joe Rogan. I love Joe Rogan. Joe, please get us on this show. I don't want to feel your head. I need it. I need it. Can you just please behave? Behave. Sorry, Joe, if you ever saw that. So we're going to cover Travis Walton, like I said, and we've covered a few other abduction cases. So we've briefly covered Betty and Barney Hill, haven't we? Yes. Eddie and Barney Hill was a Hearst case. The Hearst abduction case was ordered. It was the first abduction case. I just noticed something. What's that? What the hell happened to your beard? My beard. Yeah, I was trimming it up. I got it caught in the thing, and I had to shave it off. So you look at that towel. Cheers, mate. Thank you very much. No, it looks quite nice. I need to. What are you doing? Just stoking you. Okay. I like it. Can we get back to doing this? Oh yes, sorry. Okay. Right. So, the 1970s was a hot time for abductions. Okay, so we've covered the Avery abduction case, which was in Essex, which was in 1974. We've also covered the Pascagoula case, which we're going to be looking back into because there's another witness that came forward at the end. So I want to do another account on that. And obviously, unfortunately, he's died. The last witness to that. So that was in 1974. And obviously, Travis Walton's case is 1975. Now, I think it was 1966 was the Betty and Barney Hill abduction case. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you a couple of clips. I've compiled some of the best sort of clips from Travis on YouTube, basically, where he can explain his story. Yeah, so we got clips from straight after he was abducted, where he got interviewed, and then he got talked to. His brother was there. Yeah, his brother was there. So there's a couple of interviews there for you to watch. So what I'm going to do first is we're going to give you a brief sort of overview of the case, okay, and basically what happened, and you know, the skeptical stuff about, you know, everything, and what they say is, you know, what happened, you know. So basically, we're going to give you a rundown right now of the Travis Walton story. Then we're going to let him explain to you, put some clips together. Okay, and then it's to make your own mind up. Now, personally, I do believe Travis's story. Now, we've got to give you the background to the skeptical side. Oh, you're talking about Wikipedia. I'm talking about not just Wikipedia, but, you know, the skeptics that are out there that will say that it's because they had, you know, they wanted to end this logging contract. So as you'll find out, the crew that were working were part of a logging contract that they might not have been able to finish, okay? And part of the contract claims like an act of God. Ah, so, you know, it's lightning strike or a wildfire or something like this. Yeah, something like that, some kind of act of God. What is an act of God, though? Isn't an act of God if you believe in God? I suppose it is, really. You know, if you do anything, technically, you could say it's an act of God. Yeah, okay. I think we're getting a bit confused now here. So, it's November 1975. 7 loggers are working in the Apache Sitgraves National Forest near Snowflake on a contract to clear the forest of small trees and brush and basically get the ground ready so that they can be burnt over winter when its conditions are right. As the sun went down and the temperature dropped, the men packed up their things and headed home. While driving, they saw a strange light in the distance. One of the men, Travis Walton, leaped out of the truck and walked towards it, almost as if he couldn't help himself. Yeah, we always find that really weird, don't we? I do find it very weird that he jumped out of the truck. Now, as you'll see, Earlier in the day, he'd had a confrontation with Alan. Yeah, Alan, he tried to drop a tree on it, hadn't he? Yeah, because he'd basically gone round to his missus's house, basically, and tried it on with her and said, come with me, darling, don't be with him. A bit like it's the T in hockey, hey, one, you want a real man? Yeah, a bit like Mr. T. Yeah. Hey, one, you want a real man? I'll show you a real man. that was some good Mr. T, yeah. Uh, so there was Mike, 7 of a crew, so that's including Mike as well. So Mike, Travis, Alan, and the others. It was only Travis that jumped out of the van. By the time everyone realised what Travis was doing, he was already heading towards this object. So the other men desperately begged at Travis, to get back in the car. Fucking car, come on, you doing, idiot? Get back in the truck. Get back here, what the hell are you doing? I don't know. Come on! Oi, Travis! Yeah, calm down. Travis, calm down, dude. Get back in the truck. Okay. But as they were shouting him, he was hit by some kind of beam. Yeah, they all describe it like a hand of lightning or something, or a light hitting him and then getting hung back at 10 feet. Yeah, so he was hit with something, and they all described it differently, as you'll see. One described it as like a lightning beam, other like a laser. One of them like a flash of light. Something glue. I mean, he has said that when they got there, he's described the forest being illuminated in like a weird glow, a bit like how the candle, I suppose, lights up the back of the room here. So as he was hit and flung back, they all panicked, and Mike put his foot down basically and just floorboarded it out of there, terrorizing it through the trees. And you can imagine it's not a very nice place to drive through there at night, with doing whatever speed he was doing, dodging trees and it's that they cut down. It must have been mental. It must have been absolutely mental. The terror, you can't imagine the terror of seeing your friend hit. I think I'd like on a UFO and then just thinking, what the fucking hell happened? I know. So as they were piling back down there, it suddenly dawned on them, shit, we've just left Travis there. They assumed he was dead, but they sort of gathered themselves and turned around, and Mike said, look, if anyone wants to stay, and no one said that they wanted to stay. Now, in the Fire in the Sky, which is the film, which I'm going to show you a clip of Fire in the Sky, which will be the clip of when he's abducted and what Hollywood thinks of the abduction. Yeah, Hollywood changed it kind of, well, acidly, yeah. They had to scare the shit out of you. Yeah, the Hollywood abduction, if you've seen Fire in the Sky, the abduction on there is nothing like the abduction that Travis, describes. So, what are you doing? You're so slow. Okay, can we just... Sorry. Okay, right. So obviously they headed back up and to the spot where he was, and the craft had gone. He disappeared. They couldn't find him anywhere, searching around for him in the brush. Jim. Jim. Yes, that you can imagine your friend just being lost like that. I know, it must have been awful. So they headed back into town and unfortunately had to call the sheriff. And obviously they're all absolutely crapping themselves. Who the hell is going to believe that you've just been out logging? They knew that him and Alan had a confrontation, that they didn't get on with each other. And that your mates just disappeared into a UFO apparently and gone. Yeah, that's going to be a hard sell, isn't it? 1970 high. Who the hell's going to lead this stuff? The sheriff, they are saying like, okay, guys, there's the body. They were kind of just like, boys, just tell us where he's hidden. So he was missing them for 5 days. Now, if you've watched the Joe Rogan Experience, like I mentioned, he I want Joe to stick his hand inside me, and I could do his side, can't I? Joe doesn't do ventriloquism. Neither do you. You're just schizophrenic. I know. Okay, right. So just behave yourself, will you? So when Travis got back, basically, 5 days had passed, and in those 5 days, his mates had all basically been through the ringer. They'd been put through a lie detector test. They'd been interviewed several times by the police and by the county. And I can't remember one of the law enforcement agents, the county sheriff, I think it was, that came down, that's portrayed in Fire in the Sky. Yeah, he didn't believe any of it, did he? He thought that they'd killed him. He did. He thought that they'd killed him. And he was still convinced. Even when Travis got back, he didn't even buy the story. When Travis came back, he thought they'd done it for this prize, basically, for this best UFO story thing, as you'll see later on. So when he got back, he called his brother-in-law. He was trying to phone his sister's house. He got through to his brother-in-law, Grant, who picked up the phone late at night. Travis was in a phone booth in Hebrew, Arizona, not far from the town, not actually too far from where he'd been abducted. He sounded out of breath, disorientated, and pretty much passed out. When he was picked up by Grant and his brother Dwayne, he was 5 pounds lighter. Eventually, Travis was taken to a hypnotherapist to unlock his memories of the abduction. Obviously, the story eventually tumbled out of Travis. It was a terrifying encounter. But later on, he's trying to see what happened to him differently, as you probably saw on the Joe Rogan Experience, as more of an ambulance call, basically, than an abduction. And it is, because the circumstances around it and how he was abducted and, you know, what the aliens did, yeah, and the way they took him and just how he saw the UFO. It wasn't like an actual abduction thing where they came out and did anything, not like the Pascagoula. No, not like Pascagoula at all. You know, so if you look at the Pascagoula abduction case, that looks like they'd seen them two there on the side, landed down, you know, come out, abducted them. This seems like it was a very chance encounter. The UFO seems to have just been there for whatever reason. Still not sure. Now, if you listen to what Travis says and what other people say about the area, you know, more people have seen sightings. Yes, and this is where the skeptics kind of as well, because they say that Travis has made all this shit up. You know, he did it for money, to end the contract, to help his night out, you know, to get some fame and fortune. And his mom and his dad and everyone were into UFOs. Yeah, basically, they're trying to say that their entire family was sort of into UFOs and that they'd seen this documentary about the Betty and Barney Hill abduction. So that's the basic of the story, right? Now, when he was abducted, he claims, obviously, that he woke up in a kind of frantic state, didn't know where he was, had a feeling that something terrible was kind of wrong with him. It wasn't in any physical pain, but it was more of a mental confusion, mental pain. Could feel something going on in his body, basically. Assumed he was in an hospital until he woke up and saw some strange beings looking over him. I can imagine how terrifying that would be. What do you mean? No, not for Jim. Okay, this is getting weird. Yes, look into my soul. Okay, look that way. Right, so he sees these 3 strange beings standing over him, and as he described them, they were white, more white than grey, big black eyes, big heads. So a typical sort of description of the greys, but white greys. Whites, yeah. The tall whites. No, the small whites, the small whites, yeah. So anyway, he basically panicked, got up, and he started trying to attack them, you know, screaming at them, shouting at them, panicking, didn't know what the hell these things were. And as you'll see, obviously, in the in the rendition that they've done for Fire in the Sky, the film, the aliens aren't anything like that. And, you know, they basically attack him and all sorts of weirdness goes on, as you'll see a bit later on. Then he says that the aliens left. He grabbed something, he tried swinging at them. He pushed one of them out of the way very easily, just like this. Wow, what the hell are you doing? I was just showing him how easy it was to push the alien away. Okay, let him try it. Whoa. Dude, What? You fucking trust me? So, dude, what are you doing, man? We both nearly went then. Oh, you know, don't fucking trust me. Okay, sorry. Well, okay. Okay. So anyway, he showed them how he's offering to push up. And God, you took me right off guard then. Well, you know, don't attack me. That's how that woman found out on Friday night. Don't start the us, man. Yeah, don't start the us. Yeah, okay. So yeah, so oh my God, where was I? So yeah, so this is the bit that he missed out on Joe Rogan. Okay, so he gets to this bit on Joe Rogan, and he says then a guy came in the room. Well, for the past however many years, he says that he's left the room, basically, that he managed to get out of the room that he was in with the table and stuff, with the door, go down a corridor, walk his way down, turn right, and then end up in some kind of star map room with a chair in. Yes, something I didn't like the astrometrics lab on the Enterprise D. Oh yeah, like the astrometrics lab. That, yeah, something like that. Yeah, like data in the astrometrics. So he was basically sat in this chair trying to figure stuff out, and then some tall blonde guy came in with a helmet on. Then he was led out of this room. This guy didn't speak to him and took him away. Led him out of the ship. He says he ended in some kind of large hangar, where then he was walked into another corridor and walked down to another room where there was no things like this and that. Yeah, so there were more humanoid type people. Yeah, 2 men and a woman. And then, you know, he describes obviously that, like I said, being a woman there, you know, was she attractive? I don't know. Well, he describes them as being blonde, and, you know, I imagine that if you're going to make, you know, an alien race, you're not going to make yourself look, you know, daft or anything, are you? So, no, yes, I see nothing really fit an alien. Yes, that's Captain Kirk there. No, I don't think Captain Kirk was there. He answered in there. So we've got 3 clips for you then that we've compiled together. So the first one that we're going to play for you is the first interview with Travis Walton after his alien abduction. So you're probably going to hear the same sort of story a couple of times, but we thought what we'd do is compile these interviews so that you can see his story going on. And there'll be a clip from Joe Rogan in there as well. But like I say, go and watch the interview with Joe Rogan. He's more defensive in that episode, I think, than in any episode we've seen. Yeah, he's really... everything he's doing, he's trying to, you know, true what happened all the time. And it's like, you know, don't start now. It's okay. Just tell us the story. We know what happened. You know, you don't have to keep, you know, going over the same thing, you know, dude. Yeah, and like, you know, I can't imagine what it'd be like that. I mean, we've had experience with ghosts, haven't we? Yeah, you were hit by a ghost, and, you know, you've seen ghosts, and you were chased by something down the street, and all this shit. And I know that when I tell people that I was chased by a ghost, or been pushed by a ghost, or seen this, and this has happened to me, a lot of people don't believe it because it's never happened to them. And an alien abduction is one of those things that, if it's never happened to you, right, you can't put yourself in that. You can't think, oh yeah, I know exactly what that's like, you know. Like, I'm sure we've pretty much all been swimming in the sea. Not me, I'm too furry. Yeah, you're too furry. Yeah, I just sink. I fill up the water like a sheep and then just... Well, you're not in the sea, are you? No, thank God. No. It takes me fucking days to die out. So we've got the first interview with Travis Walton then. This is his first interview.
Perhaps the best thing to do would be to, for the first time, publicly, recount your story from the time you were driving in the truck and what happened.
Well, the first part has been told by all the witnesses that recount my view of that. we just finished working because it was getting dark. We packed up to leave, and we all got in the truck and we were riding up the road, and we looked off to the right side of the road, and I saw a glow that I thought was a sunset or something. I was about to comment when we came past the thicket that we were looking through to where we could see more clearly, and we saw a UFO hovering in the air about 30 yards off to the side of the road. Everybody started yelling, and they stopped the truck, and I wanted to get a closer look, and I got out of the truck and I started over there. Everyone was yelling that to come back and to stop. I stopped and looked back, and somebody called my name, and I turned back around, and it started to make a noise and started to move, and I took one step. I crouched down behind a log that was there, and just as I started to raise up, I was just going to stand up. I didn't have any intention of going any closer, but it was just as if I was struck. It was kind of a physical blow it just knocked me back. I don't remember seeing any flash of light or anything like what they described. I just lost consciousness. When I regained consciousness, I was looking up at a light shining down on me from the ceiling. I could tell I was leaning up on a bed or a table or something because the ceiling was close. I was in a lot of pain. I couldn't quite bring myself totally awake.
What type of pain? What parts of your body?
It was kind of like in my head, but just all over it. I can't describe it. And I believed that I was in the hospital, and I was looking up at the ceiling, and I didn't make any attempt to move because of the pain I was in, but I felt something laying across my chest, and I looked down, and it was sort of a flat thing that kind of curved across like that, and I couldn't focus my eyes very well, but I looked beyond the top edge of the thing that was laying across me, and I saw two men leaning over me. They weren't really men. They were a lot like they were a lot like men, but they weren't quite human.
What did they physically look like?
They had kind of underdeveloped features and no hair of any kind, and they were dressed in kind of a brownish orange.
And how tall were they?
They were slightly shorter than myself.
What type of clothing was they dressed?
It was sort of a loose cover-off. I didn't see any buttons or anything like that. But being in so much pain and everything, I didn't even think. I just lashed out and knocked them back. I could see that there was two on the right side and one on the left. I jumped into the corner
Did you actually strike them? Did you actually touch them when you lashed out?
Yes, I did. I kind of hit these two with the back of my arm, and they fell back really easily.
Did it feel like hitting a person would?
Yes. They seemed light, like they weren't heavy, but I couldn't stand up very well. I leaned against, there was a bench across the back wall. I say the back wall, I mean, there was only one door. And I grabbed up a tube, a clear piece of glass or something, and I tried to break off the end to get something sharp to defend myself with, but they didn't try to approach. They just kind of put out their hands like that, and I was leaning, I couldn't stand up very well, and I was breathing very heavily. And they didn't try to approach or anything, they just left. They just ran out real fast. And I was alone there for several minutes, and I couldn't catch my breath. It was very hot. And I was afraid they'd come back. And so I left. They'd gone, there was a corridor outside, and they went to the right, and I went to the left.
You went through the door?
Yeah, there was no door. It was just a doorway.
An opening?
And it was a curving hallway that it curved to the right. There was another door with no doorway. It was just a hole. And I went into a room there, and
Had you gone very far distance at that point?
it was only about 30 feet or 40 feet. I don't know. Not very far. No, not even that far. I don't remember. It was a very narrow corridor, and it was dimly lit everywhere. And I went into this room that you could see out. It was, you could even see the stars back through the wall I just came through. It was, I could still see that there was walls, but I could see the stars at the same time.
And it didn't look like windows?
No, it wasn't like that. And there was nothing in the room but a chair with some controls and knobs and things. I just kind of, I was hysterical. I was frantic, and I moved around in there for a while, and I started fooling with the buttons there.
Did you sit in the chair?
And I did later. First I just touched it. I didn't think I should be. I was afraid I'd mess something up and that somebody would come. And I heard somebody come in, and I turned around, and it was a man, just like people. I mean, he wasn't like the other creatures or whatever at all. He looked just like you and I, except he had a helmet on, a sort of a clear helmet.
And he had hair and everything?
Yes. I started babbling questions to him, and I ran over there, and he wouldn't answer me. He just took me by the arm and wanted me to go with him. I thought maybe he can't hear me through the helmet. So we went out through the door, down to the right, and out to the left. There was a small room there. It had doors on it, and it was kind of like an airlock thing. It was just a small room with nothing in it. And then there was a door that went outside. and there was a ramp that went down, and it was cool outside. I could feel wind. There was a draft or something. It was a large room that this thing was sitting on the floor in there, and it was shaped like the drawing that they made, like the thing we saw the first time, only bigger. And there was two other things in there, other UFO-looking things that looked like flying saucers, kind of, except they were rounded, an oval shape, and they're really shiny, like chrome. It was a big room, like there was a lot more room in there, and there was a curved ceiling that curved this way, and it had flat ends to the room. I came out of the door, out of that first ship, facing this way, and there was a doorway across in the far wall. He led me across there, and through that doorway down a hallway to a room, and I'd had a burning in my chest, and it was starting. I felt better. I was trying to get this man to tell me what I asked him if he was from Earth, and just anything I could think of, and he wouldn't answer.
Was he expressionless? Did he have any expression?
No, he looked friendly. He gestured and smiled, but there was no words.
In this place that you were in, could you see out at all?
No, there was no way out there.
So you were going from one ship to another, was that essentially it?
Yeah. This must have been inside of a larger building or ship. I don't know if it was a large ship or a building. There was no way. I never felt any motion or anything. It was just like being in a large building all the time. Everything was solid. I was led down the hallway. The man sat me in a chair and in a room with 3 other people that were like himself. They were dressed in blue. And he went out. There was a door on the other side. He went on through. And I sat in the chair, and I tried to get the people to talk to me that were there, and they didn't have things on their head, and so I thought that maybe they could hear me, but they wouldn't answer either. There was 2 men and a woman in the room after the first man left. A man and a woman came from around the table, and they each took me by the arm. They led me over to the table and got me up on the table, and I don't know why I should cooperate with them, but they put a deal over my face. It was kind of like an oxygen mask thing. It was kind of clear plastic, and it had a round black thing on it about that big, just attached to it. And I looked up at the ceiling, which was it was all solid light. There wasn't any light fixture or anything. The light in the room just coming from the ceiling. And that was last I remembered. I went to sleep until I woke up. I was laying on the pavement. It was very cold. I woke up very suddenly, and I looked up the roadway. I was laying outside it. It was night, and I could see a light on the bottom of a flying saucer that looked just like the rounded ones that were inside there. And it was very shiny, but the only light came out of the bottom. But then that went off, and it just went straight up really fast, just without a sound.
So as you hear, pretty much as we told it to you there. That's it. That's the first interview that he had. So we're just going to watch this bit with you, and it's the bit where Travis Walton gets abducted in Fire in the Sky. Yes, the bit that Hollywood made up. Oh my, yeah, it's terrifying. Yeah, so viewer discretion is advised. It's quite graphic. Yes, oh my God, I can't believe you know you watch it. It's like I'm gonna have nightmares now. Yeah. So here you go. It's nothing like what Travis says happened at all, but this is what Hollywood thinks happened. So here you go. Okay. Oh my God, what's happening? This is terrifying. Okay, so he's like, oh my God. Oh, look at, what the fucking hell? They're naked. Oh, they're gonna probe him. They're gonna probe him. I can't watch. They're gonna aim it. They're not gonna probe him. I don't know what are they doing. I can't look. I can't. Oh my God. What the fuck? Sorry kids. Oh, what the hell is that? What are these things? Hollywood now. Hollywood. Yeah, whoa. What? Whoa. Oh my God, this is what are they doing to him? They're putting a sheet over him or something. I can't look. Hold me. Okay. You're okay. What are they doing now? Just look, man. I can't. I can see through your fucking eyes. Stop looking. I'm not gonna stop looking. What's that? What's going on? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, this fucking, what the hell? Oh my God, they're not even smiling or anything. Oh, it's on his face. I can't look, man. Oh God. Whoa. Now, can you imagine that? It would be terrifying. What is he doing now? He's cutting his face. What the? Oh my. Oh, he's cutting his mouth. Oh, dude, turn it off. We can't, man. This. Oh, this is what Hollywood said happened. Oh, what the? Oh my God. No. Oh, I'm gonna be sick. Whoa. Oh, and his neck. Oh no, dude. What the hell is this? No, not the eye. No. Oh God. Please look away. Please. No. It's not gonna do it, is it? They're gonna do it. Oh no. Oh, sugar. No, not the eye. No, Jesus. This is not what Travis said happened. What is it? What's going? Oh my. If this happened to you, you'd be traumatized forever. You just want to kill yourself. Oh, what the shit? No, don't. Oh my God. Oh my God. Is it over? Yes. Yeah, you can look now. You can look. Are you okay? It's gone. Oh my God, that's fucking terrifying. You know, they watch it again. That's twice now. You know, they sit through this. Yeah, I know. So go watch all these. Go all the clips. Go watch the Joe Rogan experience. Sure, he doesn't need any fucking viewers. You know, he's already got millions of viewers. Yeah, he has got millions of viewers, so he doesn't need any more. Just go watch it anyway. You can see the full interview there, and yeah, he's quite defensive. And like I say, he misses out. I don't know if it was intentional or just the way Joe was questioning him, but I mean, Joe's questioning is always really good on the episode. So I don't know if he was flustered. But like I say, he didn't mention going back out, which is the star map bit is the bit I was kind of waiting for him to talk to Joe about, because Joe would have been well into that. So I don't know if Joe didn't know about that or if he was waiting for him to say it. He didn't want to press it. So yeah, so there you go. That's Travis Walton. Weird, isn't it? I mean, you know, you've got 7 witnesses, including Travis, to this event, you know. All of them took polygraph tests and they all passed, you know, all of them passed. Yeah, I mean, there was one inconclusive, wasn't there? You know, and people say that they made it up to end the contract. You know, act of God. What is an act of God? Anything's an act of God if you believe in God, isn't it? Getting up in the morning, act of God. Stubbing your toe, act of God. And then out of cereal, act of God. Oh, that's good, because cereal's, I tell you, cereal is really bad for you. It is, yeah. So, yeah, anyway, so tell us in the comments that you think of that Travis Walton, and did he get abducted? I think he did. Yeah, I think he did too. I mean, it's an elaborate story. It's either that or the best fucking hoax ever made, isn't it? It is. It's either the best hoax ever made. I mean, they did sell their story to the paper, okay? Oh, big fucking wow. You know, they did get out of the logging contract. They did. If you look into it, the logging contract was going to, they wouldn't be able to complete it. And because of this, they managed to get out of the logging contract, so he didn't lose any money. Yeah, and he wasn't out of his, he didn't breach contract, did he? No, he didn't breach contract because Travis went missing. They had to halt it, and another logging firm took over. So they weren't in breach of the contract. And they all managed to get some money from the paper and stuff. So, you know, there are those things. And the fact that his mother tried to call the search off at some point. Did she? Yes. Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah, his mother tried to call the search off. She assumed that he was going to be fine. He was going to be brought back. Oh, that is strange, isn't it? It is. It is. I mean, there's all these skeptical things that people can bring up, right? And like I say, we're not going to knock Travis at all. No. Because it's his story. It's his truth. You know, there's the other guys there. And yes, I did try and detract, you know, saying that he wanted anything to do with him later on. And then he actually retracted that statement, didn't he? He did, yeah. So Mike said that, you know, he didn't want anything to do with the story later for whatever reason. And people saw that as him retracting, you know, what had happened. So yeah, so tell us, what do you guys think? This is a fascinating story. I mean, Travis claims to have seen stuff after this. You know, there's claims, if you listen to Joe Rogan, about him saving his son and other things. So go and watch the episode. He talks about, you know, seeing black triangles and other objects and things. So it's very interesting. And I do think that if they had abducted him, then maybe that's why he went towards the craft in the first place. Yeah, something drew him there, didn't it? You don't just run towards a UFO. Unless you're you. Well, I wouldn't just run towards you. Oh, you fucking you mental git. You'd like, take it home, take it home. Yeah, I probably would, actually. So, just before we go, we've got this that we want to show you. Oh, this is amazing. I forgot about this, didn't I? So, one of our younger viewers has drawn us this. Is this the alien that Travis saw? It is actually kind of like the alien that Travis saw. Yes. So that's awesome, isn't it? So Seth, thank you very much for that. So yeah, I love it. It's amazing. He should be an artist. Wow. Oh, he's looking into my soul. His name's Barry. Oh, Barry. Hello, Barry. He doesn't talk. He's telepathic. Oh, okay. So if you've got any pictures or anything that you'd like to send us, email us, and I will give you somewhere to send them to. So yeah, so thank you very much. Once again, guys, we'll see you in the next episode. Yes, thank you very much, Seth. Awesome, amazing. I love the picture. Thank you. See you later, guys. So anyway, let us know in the comments, people, what you guys think. And yeah, we're going to be doing some upcoming episodes about the most haunted places in Derby, and we're hopefully booking some of those places at the minute. We've sent some emails out to the Bell and a couple of places we've been working over the weekend, and if we can get in those places to go to investigate, that'll be cool. And we're also going to Bonsall next weekend at some point. to go and investigate the village out there finally. So yes, they're going to get alien probed, aren't they? We're not going to get alien probed. I reckon you are. They're going to get... What? We're going to get fucked, people. That's what's going to happen. He's going to get abducted, and you're never going to freaking see it. Oh, I could on the channel. That's not too bad, actually. It's you got abducted. I could just do it. How is that even going to work? Don't stall the illusion. If I'm abducted, you can't do the channel, can you? It doesn't work like that. That's what you think. Oh, anyway. Right, people. Thank you very much for watching. Again, let us know what you think. Is Travis the best hoaxer in the planet? Or is this one of the best alien abduction cases that proves aliens are real? You decide. See you later, peeps. See you later, Seal. See you next time.